Hello everyone, I am Josh and welcome to this Sims 4 house building video. So today we are building a very interesting house which has a green roof, which you've probably already noticed from the thumbnail. So this is actually a roof color that I've wanted to try out for a while, and it's a very intense green, and that also inspired the name of this house, which you've probably noticed is not really an English word. So this house kind of reminded me, and you'll see when we get to the actual roof, of the houses in Iceland that kind of are in the ground and they have the grass kind of going up onto the roof, where the roof is kind of the ground and it's grass. And they look really cool, like an ancient style. Well, I don't know, ancient, but they're quite old. I don't know if they really build those anymore, but that's kind of what it reminded me of. So the name of this house is actually I think it means turf building in Icelandic. I mean, the actual Icelandic word is much more complicated than that, but according to the internet and Google Translate, it also means the same thing. I mean, there's actually like two words for it, but excuse me, but it also means the same thing. So I guess it kind of makes sense. Like I don't know how to pronounce it, but it looks like Torfhús, so I guess that'd be like turf building, turf house. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was an interesting name, so I decided to go with that. Anyway, well, that was a long discussion about the name. Well, there's the green roof. Now, I would say this is probably the first time I've done this. I've actually edited the sped up portion that we're watching here. I've cut out some parts, which you'll see, because I spent forever trying to figure out the shape I want. Like right now, it looks atrocious, and it looks nothing like the house in the thumbnail. So I end up changing it a lot, and I just go through all these various things, and it takes so long before I actually settle on the final house. So I cut out like 10 minutes worth of me futzing around. So oh my gosh, I'm having trouble here today. Yeah, so it kind of changed a lot. So I ended up cutting those bits out, so you'll see. But the green roof does stay. That's a defining feature of the house. And I thought what I had here was actually pretty cool. And it just didn't work out. I wasn't very happy with it. So what you'll see is I actually move the porch across like the whole front, and I end up kind of making it less tall, I guess. Yeah, definitely a lot less tall. Because right now there's that third floor portion to the house that I definitely remove. Oh my goodness, it's raining out. Didn't know it was supposed to rain today. You probably can't hear it, but I can hear it. That was very sudden. Anyway, yeah, right here you can see I'm experimenting with some colors. I was going to do blue on the doors and windows, but I decided against doing that because it didn't go so well with the green, I didn't think, and the red. Also the brick, I don't use brick in the final house. I ended up switching, well, speaking of blue, I ended up actually making it some blue siding, but it looks quite good. It's like a dark grayish blue, which you'll see, and it all kind of works well. Anyway, so right now I am just editing up some stuff. Oh, I actually changed everything to green. There you go. Still doesn't look that great, but don't worry, it comes together. I have no idea at what point we're going to have a little transition to when the house looks quite different, but I guess we'll get there at some point. And also the floor plan 2 changed a lot as well. That was also difficult. I originally wanted to have this rear part of the house actually have a 2-story ceiling in the living room, and that was challenging because you can't just remove a wall in The Sims 4 because then all the roofs glitch into the second floor. So I had to use these balcony things, and it looks silly, and the roof was a mess. And yeah, it took me a while to get this house to a point at which I was happy with it, because for the longest time it just looked bizarre. And as you can see, yeah, it just looks really weird. Oh, also that didn't help, what I just did there. Yeah, no, definitely not helping. So yeah, I needed to definitely make a big change here. And I didn't know what I wanted to do with this house other than that roof color. That's the one thing I knew I wanted. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to build a house with a green roof, and we'll see how it turns out. And it didn't go too well until I really had to, take a step back, and I'm like, yeah, this needs to change. And you can see here the second floor plan became absurd because I wanted to fit a second staircase in, and as you can see, it hasn't worked out at all. It's quite a disaster at this current point in time. So I definitely change a lot of the floor plan and stuff. So right here I'm messing around with the roof on the back, and I actually believe the back of the house stays pretty much the same. I don't think oh, there we go. We had a nice little transition there. So what's happened is I believe I painted some more of the house. The floor plan has not yet changed, but I believe the front of the house has changed quite a bit. Actually, no, the floor plan has changed, I believe. I don't know what's happened. Yeah, it has. I think I got rid of... Oh, no. Well, the house has changed a little bit, as you can see. Not much. There's a pool now, and there's a fence. That's the main difference. And the floor plan, I think, changed a bit. And I don't know. But, yeah, the house looks a little different, but it's still going to change a lot from here. And, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not... Oh, also, the red ivy I thought was really cool. I should use that at some point, because I didn't end up using the red ivy. But I think it looks pretty awesome. So I'm gonna probably try to work that into a house eventually. Who knows when? So right here I was just experimenting with some details, but I did put in some whatever those things are, water pipes, downspouts. That's the word. So yeah, and also some trim. Then the house started to look too ornate, and it's just a bizarre looking house at this point. It just doesn't look right. And it really was hard. This happens sometimes, and every time it happens, it's like I make these videos, and it's like an hour long, and it's because half the video is just me rebuilding the house over and over and over. So I decided not to do that this time. I mean, it's still a long video. It's 40 minutes, but I was able to bring it down by like 10 minutes by removing all this extra stuff from the video. And right here, I was going to add some more brick, but again, like I said, I don't end up using any brick at all. So that is all going to be gone. And up there you can see the house just changed. It did change. Yeah, because right now I'm going to expand the front porch over the whole front of the house. And that is a change that definitely sticks with it, and it definitely makes the house look a lot better. So I'm also going to lower the wall height. There we go, I just did it. And it looks way better this way. I'm not sure what else changed. I think I actually changed the front bump out there. It used to be like 2, and now I've just made it 1 large one. Anyway, this house has, I should talk about the bedrooms and bathrooms. This house has, I'm not entirely sure, I think it's 4 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms. So there's a bedroom for every bathroom. And there's my favorite front door again. And yeah, and I should mention the colors on the inside of this house. They're very different than what I normally do. They're very bright, not bright, but they're very, like, a lot of pastel colors and a lot of colors I wouldn't normally use, including that front door, which you probably notice is pink, and I do keep it that way. Oh, there you go. There's another big change. You can see I redid the front area, and I think that is actually the last time we're going to have a transition. I could be wrong, but I think that's the last portion I cut out, because I probably changed that front part of the house like 10 times, and I know it doesn't look very different, like, from that transition, but a lot happened between then and now. And this is something I wanted to try, was to have this kind of indent in the roof there, as you can see, where you kind of have these different pattern on the inside, and then like the part on the outside kind of comes out. I thought it looked cool. You could easily do this in The Sims 3, but in The Sims 4 you can't like remove the walls on the roof pieces, so I had to just kind of expand the eaves massively. So that's why they overhang so much, because I had to overhang it a lot to get that to look right. Anyway, so you can see here, this is actually pretty much the shape of the house. I don't really change it much more from here. I do change the roof a bit more, but the actual structure is pretty much done at this point. So, I mean, well, how long has this been? Look at that, only 8 minutes as opposed to like 20, so you're welcome. Anyway, right here I'm putting in some windows. I actually changed those windows, I don't use those. And I'm changing the downstairs area and the colors as well. Oh yeah, I was going to put the brick on the outside. Didn't end up using any brick, as I've said like 10 times. But yeah, anyway, also I didn't put a chimney there, but I was going to. And here I'm just putting some trim in, so it looks kind of fancy. Of course, that's important. And yeah, there you go. So wonderful. And I was going to do those dark brown shutters, but I ended up not doing that. And I actually mirrored the look that's upstairs on the lower level. There, I just changed the roof, as you can see. So now the roof is all hipped. It's not, well, not all of it, but this section of the roof is a hipped roof now instead of I guess a gable is what it was before. And here I have to tweak the rear of the house, but as you probably noticed, the rear has not changed much at all from the beginning. It was just pretty much the front that was giving me all the troubles. So yeah, the front was a bit challenging. And I also should mention that this is the first house I built with Parenthood, So with the Parenthood game pack, so I used a lot of Parenthood objects, and I have to say it's actually my favorite game pack object-wise, because there's a lot of fantastic objects, including the windows that I've used on the lower level of this house. Those are all from Parenthood, and a lot of the furniture, like the whole kitchen, is from Parenthood pretty much. So you'll see when we get to the interior, but I really like the objects that came with it. They definitely look nice, and it adds a nice variety. Anyway, you can see here I'm messing around with the roof again, of course. Gotta always be messing around with the roof. Oh yeah, I was gonna make it a hipped roof, not hipped, sorry. What do you call that? A gable roof again. And that's what I ended up doing. I don't even know. Definitely not that. That looks terrible. I think I kept it a hipped roof for sure. Definitely, because that does not look right at all. Yeah, I should, hopefully I put it back the way it was, because I don't like it now. Oh, nope, okay, I don't know what I do. Oh, okay, yep, I undid it all. That looks much better. And I was going to have a thing there over the front door. I was going to actually bring that whole area out. And I was even considering having a balcony off the front, but I ended up not doing that because it didn't work out too well. And yeah, so over here we're just putting a little porch there off the kitchen, and that will actually lead to the trash patio. And also I'm putting in some stucco. This house is only two colors. It's all stucco, and then it had white stucco, and then it has some blue wood paneling, which is actually from Bowling Night stuff, which you'll see. That replaces the brick. And it definitely looks, I mean, I don't know what it is about the colors and the style, but it reminds me, I think the colors a lot just remind me of a house that you'd see in Iceland. I don't know where it is, like they have the brightly colored houses with like the brightly colored roofs. I don't know. It just reminds me of that a lot, and it looks kind of cool. Anyway, right here I'm working on the floor plan again. So we have is an entrance room and then a study, and then we have kind of in the front, well, that right side of the house. And the very front is the living room, and then there's a dining room behind that, and then the playroom. There's actually a kid's playroom in this house. I don't know if I've ever done a kid's playroom before in a house build. I have no idea if I've done that. Because this house does have two kids' rooms in it. It has a toddler room and it has a kid's bedroom. And so I thought there should be a playroom too. So I put that down on the first floor. So we'll see when I put that in. I don't know if I have done that before, so that could be interesting. I don't know. Anyway, right here I'm putting in a chimney. Obviously, it's very nice. I don't think it stays brick. And right here is the study. So we have a nice built-in fireplace. And this is the living room here, and there's also a fireplace in there, but not in that location because it didn't really work out too well. And then in the far back is the kids' playroom, so that's in the back there. And the dining room is going to go between the living room and the playroom, so you'll see that. Because I'm going to move the fireplace, so that's going to move to the side of the room. There we go, so I'm just, it looks bizarre right now, but it comes together in the end, don't worry. And yeah, so there we go, I'm just going to make that, oh, okay, maybe not, but... there we go. So that space there is the dining room. The space in the middle of the house there without any windows. There's no windows in the dining room, but it has two archways. I think actually I think it's three archways. Two to the living room and one to the kitchen. So plenty of light gets in there, I think. So it's fine. And I also put a little built-in cabinet in the kitchen. Anyway, so now we're on the second floor. The master bedroom is in the front. It actually has like these two built-in closets that look really cool. And then we also have a guest bedroom and two kids' rooms. And a nice thing about this house is every single bedroom has its own ensuite bathroom. So that's a very nice feature, I think. I like it when things work out that way, where it's like every bedroom gets a nice sized bathroom off of it. That worked out pretty well. Anyway, this is the master bedroom here. There's a nice large master bathroom, of course, and that's the room in the center there. And then there's another bath. It's actually very large. There's another bathroom next door to it for the guest bedroom, and there we go. And that's the guest bedroom on the far right there, and the other two bedrooms are on the left and the back. So, you know, it worked out pretty well. And right here, putting in all the doors, so your Sims can get from room to room. That's pretty good, I would imagine. And we're going to put in some more doors and archways and all that kind of stuff. And right there is where I put the fireplace. So, and also one in the master bedroom too. So there's two chimneys on this house, which is pretty fancy schmancy. So there you go, lovely. And also, yeah, the roof's overhang on this house too. I just realized the hipped roof, anyway, overhangs like it did in my last house build, the Craftsman house. So yeah, kind of carrying that style over. And anyway, here in the living room, I don't know what room we start on first. I can't remember. I think we kind of jump around a lot, like we half finish a lot of the rooms and then come back. So I don't know. It's my typical building style. Anyway, the outside of the house is done now except for the brick, and now we're gonna do some landscaping, I guess. I don't know. I also kind of like the way the fence comes around the front and kind of like makes that front part of the yard kind of like the backyard. It kind of makes it more private. And right here I'm putting a front garden in, which is a little unusual, but it's a garden bed right in the front of the house there, so your Sims can plant some food, I guess, or some flower. I don't know, you can't plant flowers, I guess it's just food. You can plant some food there and they can have a nice little garden in the front yard. And I'm also putting some bushes around the house here as well. So my usual landscape style, very different than the last house where I kind of had this nice manicured look with like the perfectly laid out shape. And this is, well, I was actually gonna do rocks as the border, but it looked way too overbearing. So it's just a few rocks, and yeah, it's kind of a little bit more random. I also used this kind of like stone pattern instead of dirt, which kind of had this light gray look, which I thought looked kind of cool. So I ended up doing that. And here's where I changed the brick to that kind of dark grayish blue wood, and I think it looks pretty cool. I quite like the way it looks. It kind of brings in another color to the house, so I thought that was nice. And I also do change out those front windows, although I like them. I think those look nice, those brown windows I have in the front now, but they do not stay, unfortunately. I actually changed those out. There we go, right now. So I changed them out for some windows. I believe they're from, those ones there are from Get Together, so I guess they blended in a bit better with the style of the house. So anyway, you can see already from the outside, it's a very pastel looking color scheme. You got like the light pink and that kind of, well, the blue is not really pastel, but you know, it's, I don't know, there's something about the colors that just look really nice together. And oh, there we go, I was gonna change the roof. I debated changing the roof color like 3 to 4 times, and you'll see when I go through and almost change it a bunch of times, but I ended up not doing that, so I guess you'll see that. It does stay green. Anyway, oh yeah, I was gonna expand this bathroom in the front of the house, but yeah, and here's where I was gonna add the balcony and do all the funky stuff that I ended up not doing, but I thought it was worth a shot. I don't know, it just didn't look right at all. It looks terrible, as you can probably tell, so I decided not to expand the bathroom or do any of that kind of stuff because it didn't work very well. Although I don't know if I leave it like that. No, I don't leave it like that. It just looked weird, so I ended up abandoning this idea. And at some point I tried to put in a balcony off the front, and you'll see that, I imagine, and that doesn't stay either. I also just changed the roof again. Why do I keep changing it? I thought it looked good before. Oh, there we go, I just put it back. I just undid everything there because it was a disaster. Yeah, there we go, that looks a lot better. Anywho, now that I've put that back the way it belongs up, I'm going to mess around with the roof colors again. I was contemplating having a different color on the top and a different color for the bottom areas, but again, that just looked weird. The white was like bizarre, so oh, I left it that way for now, but I will definitely put it back to all green. Anyway, right here I'm making a fancy floor pattern in the living room. Not as fancy as the last house build, but a little classier than just a plain wood floor. And here I'm putting in some lighting, of course, and yeah, it's a pretty nice living room. It's not humongous, but it's a good size, and it has some nice large windows in it. And here's where I'm going to start using some Parenthood items. I believe that table there under the under the TV's from Parenthood, that coffee table is from Parenthood. And I really like the square coffee tables because before I'd always have to combine 2 of the rectangular ones together to make a square one because like the smaller ones just aren't big enough. So it looks pretty good. And those chairs are from Parenthood. And I love the way that you have different color chairs with the same wood pattern. It is so amazing because, you know, sometimes you want to have the same wood pattern that matches, but maybe the chair should be upholstered differently. But that never ever is a thing in The Sims 4 except for those chairs, which is really refreshing. Anyway, here's the dining room. I'm doing the fancy floor pattern in here as well, so you can see that looks a little classier. And I also went with a pretty intense color scheme for this dining room. It's blue, purple, and pink, which it's mainly in the rug that brings in those colors, but the wall's blue as well. It sounds a little horrifying, but trust me, it's not that bad. And there's the, oh, almost put in the dining table. There's the dining table. And the chairs are purple, I believe. There we go. Yeah, they are. And yeah, it looks nice. It's all right in the end. It kind of suits the house, I think. And I also discovered new light fixtures that must have came in an update. You can see there's one in the living room right now. There's the rug in the dining room, as I told you, very intense. The living room gets a little bit more of a subdued rug, and I also changed the colors in the living room a bit because I didn't want them to be as intense. So anyway, there's that white roof. Yes, oh, and now it's green, a different shade of green. Now it's a different shade of green, and there we go, I put it all back. I don't know, I was just trying different things out, but I really like this green roof. I don't know why, it's just really unique, and it's not something that you'd ever see in real life, obviously, but it's just cool. I don't know, I think it's cool. So I decided I really wanted to build a house with the green roof. Anyway, putting it back again, and we're back inside. Woohoo! This is the kitchen. You know what I just noticed is I said in my last video, I almost always start in the kitchen. In this house I didn't, I actually started in the living room. So there you go, I did the living room first, and now we're moving to the kitchen, so that's interesting. Anyway, it's a very large kitchen. You have large windows on the front and back, as you can see. So we have a very large island here that looks pretty cool, and you can see it wraps around, and it's really thick as well. It's like 2 counters thick there, but I think that works pretty well, because then you can kind of have the sink area, and then there's like an extra area for people to eat if they want to eat there at the stools, and the stools wrap around. As you can see, lots of eating area there, and yeah, it looks quite nice. And I really like the blue cabinets with the white cabinet tops. And oh, here we go with the dining room. There's a light blue wall color, and this is the more controversial thing. I went with pink for the entrance room in the hallway upstairs. Yeah, with a blue flooring. So you'll see that when we get to the entrance room. You know, again, I was experimenting a bit more with colors in this house, trying to make it a little different. And oh, there's the kitchen flooring. I just put that in, and it's also quite brightly colored as well. And again, messing around with the roof. I really couldn't leave the roof alone. Anyway, putting in the wood flooring in the upstairs, and we're back in the living room here to change some colors around. I made it a little bit more subdued, a little bit more elegant, because I didn't really like the brightly colored chairs as much. And here's the entrance. I really wish the front door matched the wallpaper. There's actually a better pink color I could have used, but I didn't. But it's alright. And right now I'm just putting in some artwork and a bookshelf. I believe I'll put a bookshelf in on the left side, so it kind of fills that weird nook that's over there. And a little lamp, and I really like the colors in this room. It's a lot of like kind of light wood, and then you got like the gray, and it's like gray and white, different shades of gray, and I think that looks pretty nice. And you also have a bookshelf now on the left side, so that looks pretty nice. And also a nice painting there over the television. Anyway, just wrapping up the living room here. It's pretty much done at this point. I'm just putting in some details, of course, kind of necessary. And yeah, just a little stack of books there, and something else will probably go on the coffee table. A little plant, why not? And yeah, I believe that's the living room, and this is the kitchen again. We're back, gonna hopefully finish it up. So again, putting in all the normal details that I'd put in a kitchen. There's some new ones with Parenthood that I put in, and there I am. That sounded weird. And there I'm using the new curtains again from what is it? Vintage glamour stuff, as I learned from the comments in my last. Oh, I just dropped the thing I was holding. From the comments in my last video. So thank you for commenting that. I said, I believe I said luxury party stuff is what all the objects that I just got came in, but no, it's vintage glamour stuff. They sound very similar, but anyway, I mean, they sound kind of like a very similar theme. I don't know, but whatever. Yeah, that came with vintage glamour stuff, those curtains, and some other stuff that I don't think I used in this house. But anyway, also I was putting in some more details throughout the kitchen, and I also I didn't know what to do with this area here with the windows, so I kind of put like a side table in and some plants and stuff, just to kind of make it look like the space is being used for something, even though it's just decoration. I guess a little bit of storage. And yeah, some fruit there, probably fake, and some pots and pans and other various things. A nice pot there. And oh, we're in the dining room briefly, and yeah, so as you can see, the kitchen, it's not like shocking color scheme in the kitchen. It's pretty normal. I mean, the floor is a little bright, but otherwise it's not like shocking or anything. I think it looks good. I quite like it. And I'm also going to, I think, be done. Actually, I think we're done with the kitchen. And we can move on now to the dining room. In here, I just kind of put a few more details. It's pretty much there's not really much more I can do with it, as it's a pretty small room. I mean, like, the table pretty much fills up the entire room. But I did put some chairs in. I put, like, some extra chairs, like, you know, in case you want to fit other people at the table. even though there's not really room, but anyway. And also putting in, well, like some tables, like you can extend them and you have like extra chairs, so in case you want to extend the table and put anyone else there, you can. Anyway, I'm just putting in some various other details. So now we're moving on to the kids' playroom. So as you can see here, this room is the back of the house, and it has, I mean, in real life, you'd probably want to be able to supervise, like the parent would probably want to be able to supervise their kids playing. So it's probably not ideal to have them in a separate room with closed doors, but it's The Sims, so it's going to be fine, you know, don't worry about it. And also putting some ivy here on the side of the house, which looks kind of nice. And I also kind of put that up the chimney, I think, or not. And some window boxes, because why not just take a break from the interior to put some window boxes on and things like that, because it's always good use of time. Anyway, back here in the kids' room, using some of those new curtains, and I love the rug I put in here as well, because this room is all white, as you probably have noticed. The walls are white, the floor is white, but the curtains and the rug bring in a lot of color, which I think is kind of cool. So you can see here I'm putting in just a little side table there, some bits and bobs around the place. What I also like is that the bathroom there is split between the study and the playroom. So I imagine that you could like leave the bathroom doors open, so if you know your parent's sim is working in the study, they can kind of see through or hear the kids in the playroom, because it's kind of connected that way by the bathroom. So that's kind of convenient. Anyway, so that's the study here, or this is the study, and it has a nice fireplace with the bookshelves, and it has a little sitting area in it and a nice little working area, and also it has some doors that lead out to like a little patio porch thing. So yeah, it's pretty classy. And here I'm just putting some curtains around. There's the entrance room with the pink walls, which we'll get back to. I also put a little table with some bills on it, and also some lighting in here so you can actually see the pink. I don't know how many of you are gonna like all the colors I'm using in this house, but I thought it was kind of unique. And also the hallway upstairs is pink as well. Anyway, we're about to put the rug, hopefully we're about to put the rug here in the playroom, which you'll see will add a lot of color to the room. Here we go, just looking for the correct rug, and there it is. Yeah, I love the colors, because it looks, something that you'd have in a children's room or something. It's very colorful, and it's very cheerful, so that's what I ended up doing. I also put some posters on the walls, some things like that, so it definitely works pretty well. And there's a lot of variety of things your child and toddler Sims can do in this room, so I thought it was nice to include. I had an extra room, so why not? And I was putting some more doodads and thingamabobs just around the room, some more toys, and I also put these little boxes there from Parenthood that are like school projects that your Sims can make, and some wall decals and a little alpaca there as well. And yeah, so that's the kids' rooms. Now we're in the study, and also I love that rug too. I love the rugs that came with City Living. Most of them came with City Living. I believe the one I used in the kids' room is from Backyard Stuff, but either way, I like a lot of the rugs that came in the recent packs. I think they're quite nice, or at least the packs from this year. And was it Backyard Stuff last year? It might have been last year. I don't know. Anyway, you can see here really nice, some nice little sitting area in the study, and I'm also going to put a little desk work area. I think I already did, actually. I don't know until I turn the camera around. Oh yeah, I did. There's the desk, as you can see. I also put a chess table in for a skill building opportunity for your Sims, and I'm also going to put some shelving here above the desk. So it's a pretty nice little study area, so your Sims can get some work done, or they can just play chess or just sit by the fire. It's a good multi-purpose room. And also going to put in a little coat hook there, and also some other things on the mantle, and some things in the shelves, I guess. I also put a giant toy basket in the kids' room. And yeah, so pretty much done the first floor, actually. I think that we are done the first floor. Well, actually, the entrance room, I think, still needs to be finished. But otherwise, we just basically have bedrooms left, and then we're pretty much done. So that's pretty exciting, I think, anyway. So... there's tons of landscaping to do, so never mind on that. But anyway, here's the entrance. You can see the pink walls now, and I'm also just going to put in some various things. It's also a very large entranceway, but it does have enough room for a piano, so I think that's important. I like having pianos in my houses, so that's what I decided to do, is put one in the entrance. And also here I'm using this lovely modular runner in the hallway upstairs, so I think that's pretty nice. And, it's a pretty simple hallway, nothing fancy. It's not going to blow your socks off, but it's a decent hallway, I suppose, with just some artworks and stuff in it. And I believe we do the master bedroom first, and I have to say the color scheme in the master bedroom is a tad unusual, but I really like it. So it's mint green and also bright green combination. So you can see we already have the mint green walls and the mint green bedspread, which conveniently match. And I also went with that rug, I guess. But it's a very like bright room. It looks like kind of relaxing, I think. I don't know. And also putting in a little dresser there. There's two built-in closets, as you can see, on either side of the bed, which I thought was pretty cool. They look really really nice because they're just like completely flush with the wall. It's like the front wall too. So there's the lime green, not really lime green, but like a very intense green curtains, which I know that's a very it's going to be a very debatable design decision, but I think it looks kind of interesting. It's unique, and I wanted to do something different with the colors in this house. So anyway, we have a nice fireplace, and I'm putting in some nice artwork, and just various other objects, and you can see, I think it just looks kind of cool. I don't know, maybe it's just me. It just looks very different, and it looks kind of fancy. Anyway, here's the master bathroom. Unfortunately, there's no windows in it, but it was the best I could do, so oh well. And here I'm just going to put in the cabinets. So I actually put in island cabinets. I don't know why, I just felt like doing it. And we also have a separate tub shower, and it's pretty nice. And also putting in, I don't think I did the darker wall color on the back wall there because that looks a little strange. Anyway, putting in the details, of course, gotta have the details in, and a nice little cabinet there with the toilet, some various objects around the place, some soap, some towels, things like that, and it looks pretty nice. I quite like it. I think it's a very classy master bathroom. And now we're going to move on to the guest bedroom, which is a blue color scheme. I don't think this room is a really questionable room at all. I think it works pretty well, and it has a nice, I like the bed that I put in here, not that one. Where is it? There we go, that bed. I think it looks kind of nice, and I ended up making it white. I really like that bed in white. It just looks really clean and very modern. Anyway, also putting in some nice curtains, of course, my favorite curtains. Gotta have those. And, it's a pretty nice room. I really like the colors in here, which you'll see. I think, the rug. I love the rug. It's a very large rug, and it has this really cool pattern. And it matches the walls perfectly, and it just looks really nice. And also I'm going to take a sip of water because my throat is getting really dry. Alrighty. Also getting a nice painting there over the bed. And I think I put a little art piece on the wall there. That came with a restaurant. Dine Out, that's what it was called, which you'll see in a moment. It's kind of strange. It's like a light up tree, which I'm going to put on the wall there at any moment now. Who knows when? It could be now. It could be in a minute. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that, which I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know how you'd plug that into the wall, but whatever. It's kind of nice without like a cord running across the floor. But anyway, this is the toddler room. So it's got a very kind of childlike wallpaper, and I put two beds in here, so I guess there could be like twins. I guess it'd be a good room for twins. So I put just two little toddler beds, and the color scheme was a little challenging because the wall color is a really intense turquoisey green, but I really like the way this room looks in the end. I like the wall of windows too. It brings in a lot of light, and we have the two little beds. I put a bookshelf on the one wall. There we go. And I also put in some toys and stuff. I think it looks quite nice, and it also has an ensuite bathroom naturally, even though it's not really necessary for a toddler room. But I guess as your Sims get older, you could redecorate this room. And I'm not sure about a zebra print rug in a toddler room, although it's not like actual zebra skin, obviously. It's just the way it looks. But I kind of liked it. I liked it with the black and white, like with the bedspread. I don't know. I thought it looked kind of interesting. And also putting in a bunch of toys and stuff, obviously, around the place. I think I put in those like little cubes that your Sims can sit on. So, I don't know, I think only I guess kids could sit on those, I don't know, but probably not toddlers. But anyway, also putting in the ensuite bathroom, which has a little trainer toilet in it, so, of course. And it's a pretty basic bathroom, nothing over the top about it, but it does get the job done, so, there you go, nice little bathroom. I'll put in some details, of course, I'm not going to leave it just barren. So there's like a little towel and a toilet paper and a little thing on the floor. But anyway, now we're moving on to the kids' bedroom. So that was the toddler bedroom, and this is going to be the kids' bedroom. So it's a bit bigger, and I really like the bedspread. I think that bedspread is cool. The kind of the way it's a gradient from like blue to white to purple. I think it looks pretty cool. And over here we have a little wraparound window there in the corner, and some more of my favorite curtains, naturally. And we're also going to put in another rug, of course, and not that, I don't know what rug I settle. I settle on the I don't think do I use that gold one? I guess I use 2 zebra print rugs. There you go. 'Cause I really love that gold zebra print rug. So anyway, this is the ensuite bathroom. Oh, I'm doing the guest bedroom ensuite bathroom now because I neglected to do it before. And it's blue, of course. I actually like the blue wall color with those tiles on the floor. I think that looks pretty nice. Anyway, so that's the guest bathroom there. And now we're just going to do the ensuite bathroom off the kids' room. So it's pretty small, but again, it has the tub, shower, toilet, sink. Obviously got everything you need in there. And we're just going to finish up this bedroom here. So I got like some kids decor with like those little lights and the pictures hanging from like a string, I guess. And I actually like that lamp too. That lamp is kind of cool. And also, of course, a little writing desk, which I like these writing desks that came with Parenthood, because you can have like a little desk in a kid's room now that's not like massive. You know, it's not like a full-size desk, but I think that looks kind of nice. I put a little tablet on there. And yeah, so I'll obviously just put some posters, some other stuff in the room, whatever needs to be finished. I don't know, clock. I guess it's a giant clock, and some decals, I suppose, a frog. So why not? And some posters over there in the corner. Some more posters, just some various things on the wall. And I think I put those little chair thing, like those little sitting things that your Sims can sit on. I guess they're ottoman things. I don't really know. Yeah, so there you go. So that's pretty much the interior of the house done, I think. I mean, I can't imagine what else I'd put in this house. I don't know. Yeah, so I think that we're pretty good to go for the interior. I'll probably put a few more things around the place, but for the most part, I think we're good. And we're going to move on now to landscaping and the exterior. So the backyard of this house is actually pretty nice. I do put in a grill area. There's a hot tub area by the pool. And I love this patio. Well, it's really a porch, I guess. That's, well, we're not doing it now, but there will be a porch off of the study that has like a nice sitting area on it with like a coffee table with a what do you call it? A fire pit inside it, which I think looks pretty cool. Over here we have the hot tub area. And on the other side we have like a little dining area, so your Sims can kind of eat over there, and they can sit in the hot tub on the other side. It's kind of nice and symmetrical, as you can see. And there's the hot tub, and it's a nice long pool. The only thing about it is there's not much privacy there because there's a house right next door, and there's only that fence. So whoever's in the house next door could probably see the pool right out their windows. So not really the most private, but oh well. Anyway, here I put a tiny little outdoor kitchen area that's really just a grill with some cabinets, and that's just right off the kitchen porch there. So that's pretty nice. And also putting in some trees and stuff just to add a little bit more privacy. There's also a giant side yard. So as you can see, I put in a large pink tree. I love the pink trees. I think they go really well with the colors on the house. And right here, I'm filling in this little flower bed. So actually quite a large flower bed with some flowers, some nice large flower bushes, I guess. Those are from Romantic Garden stuff. And some other various plants as well. So yeah, it's a pretty nice, lush looking landscape. I quite like it. And we're actually nearing the end of this video. Well, that's surprising. Not really. Yeah, so we have a couple minutes left. So as I do the landscaping, I'd just like to remind you that I have plenty of other videos on my channel like this one. I have playlists of all my Sims 3 house builds and all my Sims 4 house builds. So if you haven't yet, I invite you to take a look at those. And if if you like what you see, it wouldn't hurt if you click that subscribe button. And well, yeah. Anyway, we're just gonna wrap it up here. We're just adding in some more bushes. Actually, I'm probably not gonna wrap it up that soon. There's still like a couple minutes, but just gonna be putting in a bunch of plants around the house, a bunch of flowers, a bunch of that kind of stuff, just everywhere, just to make it look really nice and fancy schmancy. And of course, after this building part, there's going to be some screenshots that you can view. Well, I mean, that'll be in the video. So if you I hope you stick around for those so you can enjoy these screenshots. And yeah, so we're just putting in the final details here. There's a bit more terrain paint around the place as well. And I think I'm going to do the landscape lighting as well because of course, that adds a nice bit of extra detail to any house to have some nice landscape lighting around the house, of course. Oh, I haven't done the outdoor furniture yet. What am I talking about? We have to do the porch here. Yeah, so I put in a really nice sitting area over here off the study. So we have these nice outdoor couches, as you can see. And I think they're that color. I don't know. And I was going to kind of put them in like that so they would have like a... Actually, do I do that? I think I do actually make an L-shaped sectional. I do. Look at that. It's kind of interesting. And I put a couple of chairs. I actually made it all white, which is kind of boring, but oh well. And also a little table there. And I also put in the nice coffee table. There you go, with the fire pit in it, which I think looks really cool. And I'm also going to put a rug underneath as well, just so it looks kind of nice. Just imagine it's an outdoor rug, of course, and putting in some other various things around the house. Around the exterior there, a little nice fancy pot there with a plant in it. It looks kind of classy. And I'm also going, actually going to change the plant, never mind. Okay, there you go. And also going to put in some chairs, some lounge chairs, some made, oh, actually no, I just put some chairs with some ottomans there, so you guess your Sims can put their feet up. They can't, but you'd imagine they could if it was real life. And some little floor mats by the doors, so your Sims don't ruin the flooring. So anyway, we got a few seconds left on the building portion. So anyway, we're going to do the landscape lighting here, and just before we finish it up. So just going to put that in the bushes, along the pathways, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the videos, and I hope that you all have a great day. Anyway, see you next time. Bye, everyone.